Welcome to Hate to Wait, where two lifelong dieters talk about their current struggles with weight loss. Diets, we've tried them all. We are not doctors. We don't play them on TV or on this podcast. Join our journey because misery loves company.
Hey, Emily.
Hi, John. I love that with our music, somehow our intro length syncs up perfectly. It ends when the guy is about to go, whoa. So for anyone who doesn't know, we record that intro live every week. Just, I don't know, it gets me in the mood, gets me pumped.
Yeah, it gets me pumped because you're flawless. If I would do that, we'd be, okay, take 7. Come on, John. I'll tell you one thing that I've noticed because I did my other show, the Unbelievably Stupid Podcast, last night, and I was listening to some older people on podcasts, and we have problems speaking without pausing or making crazy noises like or or stuff like that, and I don't understand why. I guess it's our brain is slow, and it's like, no, what's that word? That stuff.
I don't think that's an age thing because older people like to make fun of younger people for verbal crutches.
Yeah, we kind of tease the younger people, my daughters especially, as everything's like this, like that. And that, the liking drives me insane. I find myself every once in a while doing it. And I have to say, still, I can't believe I'm doing this. Stop. So we've had issues this week, you and I. Mm-hmm. You had a cold. I know this because I watch your Insta stories. I was like, oh, Emily's sick. If she can record today, or if not, that's okay. But
yeah, it was such a mild cold, so it was nice. I didn't do the Dayquil route this time. I took Zicam, which is just fancy zinc, and it's supposed to shorten the duration of the cold and lessen the symptoms. It definitely lessened the symptoms, but I'm on day 4 or 5 of this cold. It's going away. It's on its way out. I'm at about 75-80% right now. I still have congestion. You know what's funny though? I was so concerned about yoga. First of all, when I got sick, I was like, oh God, I got mad at myself. I was like, oh God, we haven't been sick for a year. Look at this. Now what's going to happen? And I realized as soon as I had that feeling, I stopped myself and I was like, wait, this is okay. We can deal with this. This is just another challenge. We're going to learn from it. This isn't going to set everything back. Let's go work in bed. And I worked in bed this week, which weirdly was more productive than working at my desk. I don't know what that was, but I was weirdly very productive in bed.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Mark joked, he's like, I'm fine if you want to make the bedroom your office and work in there. But I did have trouble kind of switching off my work brain and going to bed because I was like, okay, back to my desk, but for bedtime.
Yeah, and then the other thing is you have that whole studio behind you. So if you had to have the backboard, it would be weird to see not that whole thing with the recording. And
I know. It would be very plain. My bedroom's so plain. I really have never put a lot of effort into decorating it. So it's just a gray headboard behind me and the walls are a very light gray. So.
Yeah. This week with me, my back has been very touchy. Some days it was good. Some days I have not slept in my bed in the past 4 days. Oh, no. I sleep in a recliner because if I sleep in my bed, when I stand up every once in a while, and again, it's hit or miss, I'll stand up and it feels like someone stabbed me in the back in the lower left-hand side of my back. And then I walk with, sideways, leaning to one side for most of the day. But if I sleep in a chair, I don't have that problem. So they're like, well, you got to get a top or do something with your mattress or whatever. I said, okay. One of the things I have, and I have it on right now, is I have this thing. It's called a TENS unit. And I'm showing it to the Facebook people right now. And it looks like a little old transistor radio. Back in the day when we used to have transistor radios, it's what it looks like. And what it does, it zaps your back with little pulses of electricity. And it kind of, if you have muscle spasms, it kind of calms everything down. So I had run out of pads for it. And you know me, I'm a big Amazon person.
Yeah.
So I order them, and it's supposed to be here on a Friday, and I look, and there's nothing Friday, no mailbox, not on the back store. But the problem with Friday was we had crazy winds here on Friday. So I go to look, and Amazon says, oh, yeah, look, here's a picture. We put it right here on your step. I was like, on the front step in them winds? I said, it could be in the next town by now. It blew, it was like an envelope that they put on the steps. So I was talking to Sam, and Samantha says, why don't you go over and look in the field next door? And I said, for $8, I'll just go buy some more. But then I thought to myself, what's the chances of that they don't blow over there? So yesterday I went over and I was driving around there's a big field next to me. So I was driving around the field. I found them. They were over there.
There you go.
So I got pads for my TENS unit. I have it on now, and it does help my back feel better. So, but you're walking around with these cords hanging off of you. I guess it's just what you got to do. But the one thing is, having my back out like this, there was a lot of times where I would crawl down here. I would have to use a walker, like a regular walker, to get to the steps. And then I would crawl down the steps, and then I would use a cane, and I would come across here cursing, yelling, ow, it hurts. Sit down in the chair, and I would be down here until it was time to crawl back upstairs again. So there was no cooking. There was just eating out. There would be, go get in it, I'd go up, get in a truck, drive somewhere, then eat, and then go back up the steps and all that. I just couldn't stand up for long enough to try to cook anything. And I don't have anything in the house like, I don't even know what I would use. Again, I don't even know what I would eat. Because all I eat right now is steakums, eggs, cheese with that, sometimes some peanut butter, and chicken.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's all I eat. So if there wasn't any chicken made or there wasn't any eggs Instapotted or anything like that, I'm kind of screwed. But I did stay within my window, and I went to just like one meal a day.
You know what's interesting? I can see a difference in your face.
Think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I see you every week, so I don't notice, but today I notice.
Yeah, and the sun's coming right. I have bad lighting now because I have bad sun lighting.
See, I feel like I have very dark lighting because I don't want to turn my ring light on, and
yeah, I
have the window over here, but nothing over here.
Yeah, I have the light coming directly in the dungeon door, and it's coming right down and shining right on me. And there's nothing I can do. I don't have a filter or anything to do. Like if I don't. Anyhow, so I'm all washed out.
You get some lovely shears.
I need some shears.
So what's going on with the weight loss surgery prep?
Well, again, I'm going back the 8th. That was my next appointment, April 8th. So that's 2 weeks. Not this week, the end of this week, but then start of next week. The 8th, I think it is. I have to look it up.
And then you're still logging your food?
I am, but it's weird because like there's some days that were really bad days. And I was like, I don't feel like logging this. And then, then I call Sam, and Sam's like, did you log your food today?
Oh, gosh, she's so good. Good job, Sam. If you're listening, Sam, good job. Keep him in line. We like that.
Yeah, I'm like,
he likes that. I'm talking about you in the third person now.
Right.
He may grunt and groan and say, I don't wanna, but secretly he's thankful.
Yeah, it's more like, I don't want to log my food today.
But you get to log your food.
I do get to log my food. And I have to tell you, there was a lot of, so there were some times where when I logged my food and I went back in, I was like, wow, that's a lot of calories.
You know what else? And I actually think that is a good phrase to have, is like, you get to log your food. Because I've done this. Have you ever opened up a package of something and like graham crackers for me? Graham crackers are one of my favorite foods, weirdly. And you know how they come in sort of individual packages inside of a box, and the individual packages have maybe 6 or 7 graham crackers in there? If I'm not careful, I will eat all of those graham crackers. And really, I just went for 2, but I'm like, there's another one. And I think the act of logging your food is really good practice, just to be mindful of that kind of stuff.
Because you have to count everything. It's like,
count
okay,
everything.
Right. If I was going to eat Oreos, for me, a serving of Oreos is like a sleeve. Okay. Well, how many cookies are in a sleeve? That's none of your business.
Pepperidge Farm knows. I don't know.
Another good thing for me is I edit the Eating Disorder Recovery podcast, and they just started a new season. So just listening to to the interviews that they do and the stuff that they talk about really makes me more mindful. I find that if I'm not mindful, that's the key. If I'm not mindful, like there's times where I was like, my back hurts and, oh God, I'm hungry, or I'll call Sam, I'll talk to Sam and I'll say, I haven't eaten all day. And she's like, you got to eat. And I said, well, I'm not hungry. But then once I go to eat, I'm like, I'll have this and that and 2 of those. And then I log it in. I'm like, well, did I really need the 2 of those?
Right? Yeah. Once it's over, you're kind of like, I would have been happy with just 2. Because you have to remember, and I learned this when I took home ec in high school, and it still sticks with me today. You only remember your first bite of something and your last. Everything in between is kind of like, still good, still good, still good. And then your last bite, you're like, oh. Well,
and then again, one night I went out to eat and I said, okay, I'm not going to do this whole big giant order. I'm only going to eat 2. I'm only going to have a hamburger, a small fry, and a diet soda, which I did. And I came home and I was like, I'm still hungry. I want to go this. And I said, you know what? You go in, drink some water, then see what happens. If you're still hungry in an hour, we'll figure something else out to eat. And then I went in, and after an hour, I wasn't hungry. So I just have to put off that initial, I'm still hungry, for a little bit. And it's working. So I'm a little, like I said, I'm a little happy. I noticed today, like this shirt is kind of really loose.
It does look loose. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that.
Were you able to get on your scale?
Yeah, I was.
We're going to have a weigh-in?
Yeah, we're going to have a weigh-in. I didn't want to spoil anything, but I was on the scale
like
today.
A little mini dance there.
Small bitty dance.
Small little dance.
Small little dance. So, yeah. So I was just kind of moseying around, getting around this week, miserable. When you're sick or hurt or something's going on, you're miserable all week.
Yeah. And it's like everybody does these things to press the buttons that they know they can press. And I don't think it's intentional, but maybe you're just a little bit more sensitive when you're sick and not feeling well. Because that's how I've been. I'm like, why? Why are you doing this loud, ridiculous thing when I'm sick? Like, I don't want... I love my gray room just for that reason. There's like not much stimulation in there.
Yeah. The other thing that I found that in the chair, I only sleep for 3 hours at a time. Up for 2, sleep for 3, up for 2. So my sleep's been just broken up. And again, I just don't know. I'm afraid to try to go back in that bed again, because if I wake up and it starts all over, it could be worse. I told you before, when it's really went out, it's been 5 weeks, 2 weeks where I couldn't even get out of bed.
How old is your mattress? Have you thought about mattress?
I probably could use a new one.
Oh, you know what? I know a bunch of people who are happy to sell you a Casper mattress.
Yes, they are. Or the new purple mattress.
The purple mattress? I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm afraid to sleep on a stupid thing, because it's basically what it looks like. It's this like plastic mattress thing where it's all cut out and stood up. I guess you would call it. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's a neat looking thing, and it doesn't look like it would break down like a regular mattress. I don't know.
Is that also what podcasters are selling now?
They are selling. I've heard a few blue or purple mattress commercials. Oh, and if you use this coupon code podcast, you get
we are not that podcast. We will not sell you. I don't think we'll ever have to sell you a mattress. Although, if the mattress helps your back, look into an affiliate deal. I'm kidding.
Yeah, like I said, for me, I was thinking about it. But, okay, so here's my big thing. You get a mattress, you bring it home, you put it, and then now it's terrible. What do you do now? And that's with any mattress. You go to the store, and they say, okay, lay down and try it out. Well, I can't lay down and try it out like I'm going to lay down and try it out at home. This will look ridiculous. I'm not doing that.
One of the things, I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts with Casper mattress commercials, okay, but the ones that do, the few that I've heard, can't you return it after 30 days?
That's what they say, but...
And how annoying can it be to pack up a mattress to return it, though? Especially if your back hurts.
And what are you supposed to do? Because they took your old mattress with them, because they say that, and we'll take your old mattress with us. Okay, well, now you have no mattress, and now I'm going to get rid of this, and now what do I do? What am I? I'm going to sleep on the floor?
I mean, maybe that's their selling tactic is just like, we are that good.
Right. And then
We will not let you be mattressless.
yeah, Adam says it looks like purple rubber honeycombs. That's what it looks like
Wow.
on end. And then you sleep on them. Jennifer said the sleep number bed would probably be a good thing. And that's great. But they're as expensive as cars. They're really, really expensive.
All right, but your back, though. How much
you're
are you
right.
going to spend on your back and medical stuff?
That's true, too.
That's kind of what I have to justify things like, yeah, I'm not going to spend a lot on a car because it's not going to make my life better. It's not going to save me money down the line, probably. But a mattress might.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you know, I hate financing a mattress. I was late on my mattress payment. A car payment is one thing, but when you have to make a mattress payment, oh my goodness. So yes, that's what's going on with me.
Well, you've stayed in your window.
I did. Yeah, I did. I stayed in my window, which was really good. And it was easy. I mean, like right now, I wanted to eat before I got down here. I didn't. And just so you know, I have my protein drink for the morning. That's sitting right here. And that's ready to go for when we're done here. So I will still stay in my window for today.
That's great. Yeah, staying in your window, it's almost effortless to me now. I really don't think about it anymore.
Yeah. Also, I saw that you've been traveling around. Am I stalking you?
No, I post a lot on Instagram.
Right. It feels like I'm stalking you.
No, it's fine because that's what people do. That's what people do on Instagram, and I'm starting to kind of love it and embrace it because now I open Instagram and I get DMs, like people asking me questions, and that's kind of what I'm putting out there, which is really nice because as I'm building my podcast consulting business, it's like, oh yeah, I want that. And it's like, oh, okay, so good. I can make that as like a lead magnet. Yeah, I can make that as a lead magnet.
Okay, that's perfect. And Adam, in the chat, just so you know, none your business. So.
Oh my gosh.
Adam's being naughty in the chat.
No, we're going to say this for the listeners. Adam asked Sam, how much time is John going to spend on his back? Baracha!
Yeah, well, every night, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that question. He got me flustered. That's very hard to do.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't normally get flustered.
You know what? And your lighting is so bright, but I could still see you blushing.
A little bit of blushing here.
A
little bit of blushing.
Oh.
Or maybe I don't know this because it's like you're traveling here or you're down at the waterfront or something.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is I take my son for nap drives every so often because I love the drives. I've lived in Connecticut my whole life. I'm just now starting to really appreciate how beautiful it is 36 years later. Because when you live somewhere your whole life, you're like, oh my God, this is so boring. But when I went to Florida, the locals were they were laughing at me because I was like, oh my God, it's a lizard. They're so cute. And then everyone's like, wait, you don't have lizards where you live? I'm like, no. Apparently we have one lizard breed in Connecticut that I've never seen. My husband's never seen it. Someone's like, yeah, supposedly we have them. No one's ever seen it.
Yeah, we have the most we have is lizard-like is snakes and frogs and toads. That's it.
Yeah, we have frogs. We have toads. I can't tell the difference.
One's green and one's gray.
Really?
I have to tell you, I haven't seen many toads around here. When I was a kid, there was toads everywhere. You'd go out at night and they'd be leaping all over the place. But I don't know what's going on. But we don't have that many toads around here anymore. That's true. Jessica would have made the same joke. That's true, Adam.
Oh, yeah. So what about my stories that I was traveling?
Yeah, I again, now that I feel stupid, now that I don't know. I saw you like you're out here and out there and out and about.
No, don't feel stupid. I like my drives, and I don't know. People like seeing Connecticut. I think it's an interesting. It's New England. People like that old New England. Everything around us is history too. So I love it.
Yeah, I should do that more because go over to Philadelphia and do some more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it's interesting. I mean, we're not really talking about weight loss here. We're on such a tangent, but it's interesting that Instagram now. And even Facebook, the stories, people are watching the stories more than they're scrolling through their feeds. So that's kind of where I hang out. Like I posted on my feed last night and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so foreign to me because I only do it 2 or 3 times a week. But on my stories, I'm like, Oh, yeah. Oh, and people really like that I give them water reminders in my stories. They love that. They're like, oh my gosh, thank you for this. So I guess that's my job now is water reminderer.
What a reminder.
Hmm.
I like that because, well, you have your thing where you have it checked off. You do your check offs. So for me, I know how many bottles of water I have to drink because everything I do here is bottled water. Because I don't know if I trust the tap water here. But then again, I shower in it. I use it for iced tea. I'm stupid. I should just drink it out of the tap.
You're not stupid. That's a valid thing. Okay, we do the same thing because we have a filter on our tap water.
Okay.
But our shower water, and my husband doesn't do it, but I've always drank water in the shower. Like I just look up and open my mouth and let water fall in there and I drink it. And he thinks that's ridiculous. And I would actually love to know if any listeners do this too, because when we went to Mexico, I had to train myself not to do that.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to do that. No.
And so I had to learn to bring a bottle of water into the shower with me. So it's a hard habit to break.
Yeah, that's not something I do. Well, first of all, my shower's so hot. When I take a shower, I take such a hot shower. Yeah, I don't want to burn my mouth. I don't want to burn the skin off the roof of my mouth when I do that. So, yeah, I wouldn't do that. But, yeah, and definitely in Mexico. I had a tomato one time. I had a sandwich one time with lettuce and tomato on it, and I guess they washed it with the water, and it made me sick for 3 days. That's horrible. How do they live down there? How do they drink the water? Are they used to it?
Yeah, I think they're used to it. Yeah. I think it's our delicate U.S. stomachs where we could take McDonald's, but we can't take
their water. Yeah.
Their water. Yeah.
Oh, I was never so sick in my entire life. It was the last day we flew home from Mexico. Our first stop was in Houston, Texas. I got off the plane. I got down and kissed the ground. This is crazy. I can't do that there. All right. So we've talked about our weeks. So now that means let's get into Winning Wednesdays.
Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday.
All right. Ingrid said she struggled this week, but lost a half a pound.
Julianne said had a rough week with knee pain and was going to write and wasn't going to write anything, but got to 2 Pilates classes this week and doing what she can, and that's making an effort. And I agree with you there.
Yeah, definitely write that stuff down. Michelle said, pants literally fall down as I walk. Time for another shopping trip. Yay, Michelle.
She is actually my inspiration for going through this because she's doing such a great job with this, and I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. Michelle, I felt your pain when I had my last day in Orlando. I had capris that I hadn't worn since last summer, and I didn't bring my belt to Orlando, and they kept falling down all day. It was so bad. At one point when I was walking through the airport, I was just holding them up. It was, so.
That is the worst. And see, women don't wear suspenders.
No. Most men don't wear suspenders either, but actually I feel like women, we should be able to wear suspenders. Let's bring them back in. We did in the 90s.
Yes, that is true.
I weirdly loved those pants. I don't know what they were called, but they had suspenders and I kind of loved them.
Well, Victoria's having the same problem. Maybe she wants to get on the suspender bandwagon. She had a pair of trousers that are now a couple of inches too long. Too long? How does that know? It can't be too long. Too long? Is she shrinking?
You know what? No, that makes sense because when your legs thin out, your pants fall differently. So I understand that because my capris are now kind of a weird crop length too.
Oh, they're like anklets.
Yeah.
Almost like you're wearing back in the day. We used to call them floods.
Oh. Yeah, they kind of look like nerd pants. Where they're just a little too short, but yeah.
They're like Urkel pants.
Yes, exactly.
Urkel pants.
He had suspenders, so good for him.
See?
Shane finally broke through a plateau that lasted almost 2 months, down 6 pounds. That's great.
That is great. Julie says, I got to my highest number of steps yesterday, 15,000.
Wow. Robert says, on March 23rd, 2018, I made a decision to really lose weight after the off and on cycle for years. I'm happy to say that as of today, I'm down 125.5 pounds, thanks to intermittent fasting, extended fasting, low carb, and keto. Looking forward to the next 125.
You know,
Wow.
Yeah, see, he's in the same. Yeah, he's in the same boat I am, where we have about the same amount of weight to lose. Elaine said, "Gotta love shopping in my own closet. Now that the weather is warm, I can get into spring clothes I haven't worn in a few years."
Yeah.
Now that is a non-scale victory.
Yes. And that's wonderful. That's a wonderful. I've been going through my closet now, and I have a pile that's almost bigger than the clothes in my closet of clothes I can't wear anymore. Every time I put them on, and I'm like, oh, I love this shirt. It's finally getting warm enough. And I put it on, and it just looks like a sack, like a gross. No, does
Can't
not
wear
look
it.
good. Yeah, no. Deborah said, today is the day everyone noticed. Oh, that is such a huge victory. Doo-doo! Doo-doo!
Especially when someone says, "Man, you've lost a lot of weight, haven't you?"
Yeah, because it's very hard to notice on yourself because you see yourself every day. Probably your spouse doesn't always notice. But when everyone notices, yeah. I think I read a thing. I feel like I should look it up instead. But it takes 4 weeks for you to notice. It takes 8 weeks for other people to notice. Something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that quote too, but I'm not 100% sure what that is.
Yeah.
Victoria said, "I managed a 39-hour fast this week. It was very interesting. I found out that I love cabbage too."
Oh.
I'm thinking if I didn't eat for 39 hours, I would love cabbage. When I
Yeah.
finally would love it. Oh, this is the best cabbage I've ever had. I didn't know cabbage could be so good.
Andrea said, getting back to IF and did my first 20-hour fast and a long walk while fasted. Felt great. I've been on a 24...
20 off, 4 on eating fast, right?
Yeah, last year. So it took about a week to get back to it, but months to even start again. Oh, yeah.
Good to be back on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Erica said, "Track my food over all of my vacation and so far have stayed on plan. Pray for me today, though, spending it at the Universal Studios. Not sure how I will handle theme park eating. Also walked about 5 miles during the day at Key West, up and down multiple staircases. Never got winded once, but I did get sunburned." And it's a struggle.
That's a struggle. Anna said, I had a non-scale victory. My knickers are getting too big and gone down a dress size. Yay!
Today should be the suspender episode.
It should be. You know what? And I tried on the pair of pants. I have another pair of gold pants that are like my old from at least 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago pants. And they're a size 16 and I can get into them and I can zipper them. It's not flattering, but I can do it. And it's not that comfortable. So I'm in between sizes right now. My 18s are too big, but my 16s.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. Elizabeth is down 1.4 pounds to 188.8 pounds. She hasn't seen this number in about 20 years. Her highest weight was 264 in the fall of 2011, and her weight loss has been very slow. And during that time, she gained back 10 pounds many times. We've all been there.
Yep.
We've all
Been there. Done that.
Yep. I've been in the 190s plateau for the last 2 years, up and down the same 10 pounds. Very frustrating. Yep.
Been there. Done the same thing.
Like the same weight loss too, Elizabeth. Like me, 190s was like kind of my sweet spot. That was where I don't know. Because I was in Wonderland. So I was like, I don't have to worry as much. Anyway, she has 38 pounds to reach her goal and she's trying to be patient with very slow weight loss. It's not easy. Okay.
It's not easy, but that's a great job. All right. They are our winning Wednesdays. And you know what that means?
Wait.
What did I do?
No, I want to say great job to everybody.
Oh.
Because this was a hell of a week. Everybody had a great week. Okay, now you can go ahead.
Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for the moment you have all been waiting for. It's time for the weigh-in.
The weigh-in. All right, it's an odd week. Emily has 5 letters in it, which means I get to go first. I almost said my weight out loud. Let's just be honest. I'm down 2 pounds.
Hey, there you go. Whoops, wrong one.
I'll take the weigh-in music again. Even being sick, I stayed in my window. I didn't eat crazy. Also, I didn't really have a sore throat, but whenever I'm sick, they're like, drink more fluids, because I don't want to drink fluids. But I made sure to get all my water.
So 2 pounds, that is fantastic. And, like I said, you had obstacles. You were sick. You didn't get a chance to do much exercise, but you stayed in your window and you did a great job. So there you go. That's great. 2 pounds is that's what we want every week.
Yeah. I still did yoga. I did very light yoga. I didn't do my full 20-minute routine that I usually do every morning, but I did about like a 10-minute light version. And actually it helped my congestion, just moving around and being upside down and stuff. So.
Okay. I'm thinking about trying some kind of limited mobility yoga, just trying to stretch things out, especially like with my back the way it is.
Well, I have been feeling stronger. That's the other thing is I finally started to notice how strong, well, I'm not like strong, but I'm stronger with my son who's maybe, oh God, he's so heavy at this point. And when I have to carry him from the backyard to come back inside when he doesn't want to come back inside, I am so thankful that I do yoga every morning because I'm like, oh, thank gosh. I would drop him otherwise.
He's a big boy.
He is. He's very large. Also, I have a giant cat, which a lot of people commented on Instagram yesterday, too, because I took a picture of him. They're like, he's so fat. I'm like, leave him alone. He is majestic. That is the word we use. We do not fat shame my cat.
Don't fat shame my cat. Okay. All right. So for me, I got on the scale and I looked at the number and I said, that can't be right. And I got off the scale and I got on the scale again. I went, I'm down 5 pounds. Yeah. So I finally,
I got the dance.
I finally got down 5 pounds. And I'm telling you, I didn't really eat well. I ate a lot of calories, but I only ate basically sometimes just one meal and then something smaller. So.
Guess what?
What?
Guess how much weight we've lost in total?
70?
74.
Wow, that is pretty cool.
That's a big number.
It is a big number. So next week, if we can actually hit the 75-pound mark.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel better now. I feel like I'm actually contributing to the show. For a while there, I was like, John, maybe she should get another co-host.
You know what else? In 3 days, it will be my intermittent fasting anniversary.
What do you get for that? Does anybody get you anything for that? What would you get for an intermittent fasting anniversary? You know how like 5 years is.
Yeah, I feel like a watch because it's a time-sensitive diet would be an acceptable gift.
Yes,
maybe I'll buy myself a new watch because actually my watch battery died in Orlando. So for about 3 hours it was 4:30, and I was like, I don't have to be anywhere. Wow, it's been 4:30 for like.
It's been, time seems like it stands still down here.
Yeah. Well, because I don't always like grabbing my phone and looking at it because it sucks putting it in our back pockets as females and don't want to dig through my bag. So I usually have a watch with me at conventions now. Adam wants the trap horn.
Is that what that's called? I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
I have to get that. I don't have that on my board.
Oh my God. It's my husband's favorite sound in the whole world.
See, I got to be honest with you. That one annoys me.
It annoys the crap out of me, and he knows that. But
your husband knows it annoys you. He still does it.
Yeah, because it's almost funny at this point.
Okay.
Like it doesn't. Yeah.
See, I have this. I have that.
Do not like that.
You don't like that?
No.
I have this. What?
What?
Yeah, exactly. Or we're almost at 75 pounds.
I know. That's so exciting.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I actually think on my 1 year intermittent fasting anniversary, first of all, I'm going to retweet the tweet that I tweeted on March 31st of last year, where I had just read the sentence in the book I was reading that was like, intermittent fasting will help you with binge eating because you don't eat as much in an 8-hour window. And I commented on that and I was like, challenge accepted. Well, damn it, if it wasn't right.
Well, that is true. If you can be disciplined, that's the word I'm looking for, disciplined enough to say, okay, you know what, I will binge, but I'll binge tomorrow when my window's open, then that could, fend off some binges.
And that's what it was, because I'm honestly, with other dieting, I really wasn't as disciplined and I didn't like the lifestyle change as much. This is more, and with other diets, it's like I will never have this food again, and that makes me really sad. But for me, with intermittent fasting, I know that tomorrow, if I wanted a certain food, I can have it. I just have to wait until tomorrow. I can do that. Most of the time spent in the fasting hours of the day, the 16 hours I'm fasting, is spent asleep, hopefully.
Right.
But
okay. That's
so,
true.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's why it works for me.
All right, everyone. Well, that is our show for today. And if you want to find out what it's like to be in our group, we would love to have you. It is hate2wait.com/Facebook. Just come over there, and very easy to get in. We have a lot of great people here, a lot of motivation, no judgment. It's a no judgment zone. And we would love to have you. So, Emily, hopefully you'll feel better. My back will feel better. And we can get over that 75-pound mark next week. That would be great.
And I will say, when you come in, we've had some new members come in, and they've shared their weight loss journey in the comments as one of their first things they say and introduce themselves. And we appreciate that so much. That's motivation for us. That's motivation for others. And it is so nice to have that in the group as sort of, hey, here's my weight loss journey. And it can be done.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's, for me, like I said, I'm going through to get the surgery, but who was just in here? And he said, oh, here it is. Robert came in and said, last year, almost to the date, that he made a decision, and he's down 125 pounds, and he's got like another 125 pounds, and that's exactly what I had to lose. So I feel it. And to me, when I see something like that, I'm like, you know what? It can be done.
Yeah.
So that is great. All right. Well, we will be back next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.